So I'm back sooner than I anticipated because I realized exactly how important making these videos is to my mental health. But after a couple weeks of radio silence, I'm back in the saddle. However, changes to my release schedule still stand, and as it is, I'm going bi-weekly release as well as moving the patron releases over to Fridays and everyone else on Saturdays. Is because for some reason everything I usually do over the week happens on Thursdays. Don't know why. It's just as it is. But let's carry on these videos with a story from my own Dungeons and Dragons experience, and as well as a homebrew review. Shout out to Zach Lee for sharing this homebrew with me and inspiring this video. So without further preamble, roll the intro. Greetings, fellow adventurers. Fred here, and welcome to the Flying Dungeon Master, the show intended to inspire your tabletop creativity by showing you my own. And today we have a story from my early days as a dungeon master, which is the days that this show is named for, the Flying Dungeon Master, because at the time the story was, in the words of Matt Mercer, flying straight out my ass. But we're also going to look at a selection of homebrew D&D monsters that fit well with the adventure setting that I'm going to be telling the story about. So without further ado, let's dive into it. To tell this story properly, I should go back to what inspired this adventure. And it was this. Yeah, I was inspired by a gargantuan chocolate bunny on a D&D map that I found while scrolling through Facebook randomly. And it was around the time of Easter, and I thought, I gotta do something with this. And thus an adventure was born, which was set during the time of Astara, which most of the holidays in my D&D worlds are loosely inspired by the pagan holidays, or modern pagan holidays more specifically. But the adventure premise started out with all these requests for investigation quests coming in to an adventurers guild that my players were a part of, that had the characters going to a town that was the #1 supplier of candy and chocolates and desserts in general for the entire kingdom. Basically picture if Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and Honeydukes from Harry Potter had a kid and it took over a town. This is what you get. However, when the characters got there, they explored a town that resembled if Candyland went through a zombie apocalypse, only with chocolate involved. And as they did explore the town, they discovered that a wizard or candy maker went a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And tried to use magic to bring Ostara candy to the next level. Well, however, something went wrong when experimenting with the chocolate bunny, and it grew to kaiju size. And it started manifesting all these minions out of chocolate. Basically, picture chocolate versions of the Killer Rabbit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And this adventure was left on a cliffhanger and sadly was never finished for reasons. But it ended on a shot of several of the party members seeing on the horizon this giant kaiju chocolate bunny that let out a roar, which I pictured sounding like this. Yeah, it sounded pretty much like that. Hey, with story time brought to a close, let's take a look at some of the monsters that inspired me to dust off this adventure. Shown to me by my good friend and fan of the channel, Zach Lee, and created by the homebrewer Noble Crumpet. So, Noble Crumpet, if you're watching this, I hope you enjoy the publicity. The first creature we are going to look at is technically not a creature, but more of a template that you can apply to any creature in the monster manual. And that is the Gummy Creature. Which can be applied to a wide variety of creatures. So you can have a red gummy owlbear, a green gummy dragon, and so much more. Not only do they have resistances to certain things depending on the color gummy they are, but there is also a sour variant, and these creatures can bounce. Yeah, as if we needed a gummy dragon bouncing. That is both disturbingly creepy and hilarious at the same time. But there's also a sour variant, for in the event that you want your players to fight off an army of Sour Patch Kids. Moving on, we have the Pie Tyrant, who is a giant pie monster looking like a beholder. I'm sure Dean Winchester would be itching to take that monster on.
Where's the pie?
This monster has the ability to catch people in a whirlwind of ice cream from its center eye and shoot from its other eyes different flavor beams, such as blueberry, apple, even chocolate, each with their own effects. And now we come to the final monster we are looking at today, and that is the Chocolate Golem. In this case, a Godzilla-sized chocolate bunny. This bad boy has a lot of immunities and resistances. And now we come to the final monster we are looking at today, and that is the Chocolate Golem. In this case, a Godzilla-sized chocolate bunny. And this bad boy has a lot of immunities and resistances, but using fire in some form can melt the chocolate, reducing its speed. And the Chocolate Golem has a nasty attack in the form of chocolate breath, where it breathes a 60-foot column, 5 feet wide, of hot chocolate that deals 6d6 fire damage. I'll never look at hot chocolate the same way again. But it is a good stand-in for the atomic breath of Godzilla, which is the concept that this creature in my campaign is based on. Overall, these candy creatures, I don't see as intended to be part of a main storyline unless you're just playing a goofy campaign or playing with kids. But if you're putting them in your main campaign, I can see this more as a side fun adventure kind of thing. When you're just taking a break from the main campaign and just having some fun. These creatures are great for that. But with that, we're going to wrap up. But that has been a story from my early days of improvising D&D. With a few monsters that I would use if I ever brought this adventure back into the fold. But the question of this video for the first time is for those of you who have DM'd for kids, do you try to make your opponent, the player character's opponents, kid friendly? Or do you go full 80s movies and just traumatize them? Let me know in the comments down below. And I will share a few of the responses is in an upcoming Flying Dungeon Master video. If you want to support the channel, you can do so at my Patreon or Ko-fi pages. And if you want to get in touch with me, there's my email address and my P.O. box. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the Trail of Adventure.